Welcome back to Spines and Spoilers, where we talk books, bold opinions, and all the steamy emotional damage Sarah J. Maas serves with a side of plot. Today, Jade is back, and we are lighting it up with A Court of Silver Flames, talking Nesta, Cassian, trauma, Valkyries, and spice that should really come with a content warning.
No, but really though.
All right, though, but before we burn too deep into the emotional trauma pile, let's do a quick recap of A Court of Silver Flames. Because if you've somehow repressed the details, Jade, I'm here to lovingly remind you why your therapist side eyes your bookshelf. So, let's start with Nesta, the whole purpose of this book. Our beautiful, bitter queen of fire and poor coping skills. She's grieving, she's drinking, she's living her best feral forest goblin life in a rented apartment with a personality that screams, "Do not knock before noon." Feyre and Rysand, bless their meddling hearts, decide she needs help. Translation: forced wellness retreat at the House of Wind, complete with emotional exposure therapy and the world's most scenic stairmaster. Enter Cassian, resident Illyrian warlord and certified walking thirst trap, patient, loyal, built like divine punishment, and completely unable to stop flirting. The man could turn battle strategy into foreplay. And shocker, he does.
hmm
The tension, unholy. Every training session feels like it should come with background music and a parental guidance suggested warning. And just when we think Nesta's done ruining her own life, surprise, the Cauldron's like, "Hey, bestie, miss you. Here's some cursed objects and inner darkness to unpack." Meanwhile, she befriends Gwen and Emery, the Valkyrie Girl Squad, and together they channel trauma into cardio and emotional growth. They climb mountains, they slice ribbons, and somehow make friendship bracelets out of generational pain. Anyway, after some mild emotional evisceration, Nessa starts healing, by which I mean she trains, she sweats, she cries here, there, and everywhere, and then immediately makes out with Cassian in a weapons room, because nothing says personal growth like semi-public acts of affection near sharp objects. Then there's a baby emergency, a war threat, and the small matter of Nesta literally saving the world while Rysand's busy overreacting in the corner. Cassian's crying, I'm crying, everyone's crying, except Nesta, because she's too busy ascending. By the end, she's basically reborn, she's emotionally stable, she's magically stacked, and finally letting herself be loved without apology. Cassian's still feral, which we love, and Feyre's still dramatic, and the Cauldron's somewhere still whispering, "That's my girl." A Court of Silver Flames is a redemption story told through trauma, stair climbs, and enough sexual tension to light Valaris for a decade. It's messy, it's raw, it's the fantasy version of hitting rock bottom, hiring a personal trainer, and accidentally inventing feminism. So, with that very fast and very brief recap of a very long 700 plus page book, Jade is here with the favorite unhinged theories that we're going to talk about.
Okay, so first off, wow, that was so good. I'm sitting here just like mesmerized. Um, A Court of Silver Flames. I feel like it's a book that people love to hate or hate to love. It's the first book in the series that's third person.
True. Yeah, yeah.
There's also a lot of hatred towards free sand, directed from Nesta.
Yeah, and that's absolutely going against everything the fandom loves. So when you
Mhm.
start hating on the Golden Boy of the Night Court, you're going to run into some adversity there.
Absolutely, especially when it's we've only seen him through Farah's perspective. And, when you're in love, you're wearing rose-colored goggles, rose-colored glasses. Are we seeing the real Resand? Are
And
we
that's
seeing
true. That's true. That's a great way to put that because I've never thought about it that way. But yeah, he's obviously going to seem like a different person through the eyes of someone who is his mate.
Yeah. So I've always thought that that was really interesting, and it plays into kind of like a broad theory that I want to start off with where Rhysand is evil.
Oh, we're back to this.
We're back to this because I think this is the first time that the storyline supports it just a little bit.
Hmm. Okay, but I'm gonna go with this. But how?
I just think it's cruel to not give your partner the full story of anything. So Feyre being pregnant and not being aware just how actually dangerous it is to her, her life. Her baby is probably going to make it out okay, but there's also the chance of losing the baby too. I don't like it. And if he can so easily lie to his mate, and I'm not saying that was easy for him to lie to her, but if he can do it to her, who else is he doing it to?
Yeah, that's actually a good point because if you look back even through the whole series, I mean, it mentions multiple times that Rhysand has kept stuff from
Yeah,
the inner circle, from Feyre, from everybody, and Feyre gets pissed about it. Like even him being Feyre's mate, he keeps from her.
yeah. So I still don't think I fully buy into the whole concept that Rhysand is evil. And I love Rhysand. He will always be a favorite book boyfriend. But I appreciated the scope of reality dose that it gave me just a little bit to be like, he's not perfect. No one's perfect. A flawed character is better than a perfect one in any day, in my opinion.
I mean, that's true. I mean, so yeah, I still don't give credit to that he's evil. Is he flawed? Absolutely. We know that, and we've seen that because basically every character is just handling their emotional trauma from under the mountain and from that 50 years of Amarantha's reign differently. Um,
Yeah.
he just seems to be handling it the best,
Hmm.
according to most of them, and like Tamlin
Hmm.
reacts.
Okay. So switching subjects, I want to focus on two aspects of Cassian because Cassian is king. I love him. He is daddy. Even though I don't love a man with long hair, I will accept it on Cassian. He gets a pass.
Ugh.
Um, However, there's two things that kind of pop up in terms of like a theory or more of like a questionable plot line to Cassian in this story with Nesta. The first is pointing out that Cassian doesn't say, I love you. Now, listeners, I am going to apologize. It has been a hot minute since I have read A Court of Silver Flames, but I have a really good memory. But I don't remember if Cassian actually says, I love you or not. And Katie was the last person to read, so I need you to tell me. Does he?
You know, thinking back to that, I don't remember him ever saying that. I remember
Yeah,
him always being stuck on the like moment when Nesta said like it's you and me forever.
yeah.
And I don't specifically remember them saying I remember her saying it, but I don't remember him saying it.
Okay. So then the next theory is going to tie back into this part that I want to discuss a little bit further. It's that people theorize that there is no actual mating bond between Cassian and Nesta because you don't feel it like snapping into place like you do with Feyre, like it's mentioned with Elaine, and it just makes me wonder, like, for me, they're mated.
Yeah, but they have the whole like on Starfall night when they literally say they feel the gold threads.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So I mean
No,
that's gotta be it
vividly,
unless it's crazy
I,
something
yeah,
different.
no, I vividly remember that. I remember it was after the ball, right? And he like intervenes her dancing with Eris and they argue and then, them making love. And like you said, the golden threads, like there's a very visceral description of what sounds like a bond coming in between them, even though it's not outright acknowledged as the mating bond. Cassian does later mentioned something like, "Did you not feel that?" So it makes me wonder why people would theorize that there is no mating bond between the two of them.
Yeah,
And
I mean, even Cassian says, like, from the minute I met you, I suspected.
right. But their proof of saying that there is no actual mating bond between them stems from apparently Cassian never saying "I love you" to Nesta.
Too. Well, and there's also, if you go back to that, like I'm on page 642 right now, when Cassian's like, I am your mate for fuck's sake. You are
Hmm.
my mate. Why are you still fighting it? And then he just goes back to saying, you promised me forever on solstice. And then why is this one word what throwing you off? And then um Nesta basically says, like, I'm giving away my humanity when I buy into the idea of mate.
Hmm.
But then he says, well, I didn't have a choice in being shackled to you either. So,
So
like, I don't know
they're
how he felt about
mated.
it.
They're mated. It's not as explicitly stated as it is with like Farrah and Rhysand because we're hearing it from Farrah's point of view. We don't
Hmm.
have Cassian's or Nesta's point of view directly in this book.
Right. It's just what he is saying, and Cassian is telling her, you are my mate.
Right. So like I just don't Cassian is so passionate about everything that he does. Like he's a big jokester. Love that about him. But like he just doesn't strike me as the type of Fae Illyrian that's gonna throw around the word mate if it's not real.
That's true. I don't know, but it does seem weird to me that they never, like, you have Nesta, or not Nesta, you have Reese and Feyre who have the mind bond. But
Hmm.
is that not something that is with all mates, or is that just because they're Daemati?
Okay, that's a really good question because there's part of me that thinks that it is because they are Daemati. However, if you remember when we visit the Winter Court for the first time and we meet the High Lord of the Night Court and his mate,
Winter
I'm
Court?
the
Are you talking
winter
about Winter Court,
which
Kallias,
court did I
and
say?
Night?
Oh yeah, I'm saying I'm in Winter Court.
Okay, Kallias and Vivian.
Yeah, Cleus and Vivian. I distinctly remember when Cleus is under the mountain, he like reaches out to Vivian and is telling her to keep the Winter Court safe. Like that was definitely like that had to be some mind to mind, some bond tugging thing. So I don't know. Maybe the mind bond is really only specific to Rhysand and Feyre.
It does mention them having like a silent conversation. So I don't know. That seems odd to me. That you don't have any of that. And maybe it's just because it's not first person.
Yeah, I
But
think
still, when he's like freaking out and she's in the blood right, why wouldn't you know? Like he
why
says
in
he
the
would know if
hell?
she was dead, but
Yeah. Like I don't agree with the theory that they're not actually mates.
well,
I
and you could feel it though, because remember Lucian talks about tugging on the bond between
hmm.
him and Elaine because they talk
Yeah.
about the bond between their minds.
Yeah.
So why don't have Nesta and Cassian have that?
I don't know. Again,
Hmm.
we're going directly into Farah's point of view, jumping into Lucian's mind, and we're getting his point of view directly when that happens. So I think we lose a lot of specific detail when we have the third person narrative, but like they're bonded.
It's
They're
still
bonded.
it's weird to me that Sarah J. Maas chose to do this one in third person.
I know. Like why?
Like, I don't know. There's something there, and I don't know what it is, but
Like
hopefully we'll find out soon if we ever get this book.
why not just give us their point of views like each chapter instead of doing third person the perspective. I don't know. It's I like I don't know. I like Silver Flames. I love Cassian. I think they're mated. I do think it's weird that he doesn't say I love you.
Yeah, I find that odd too. So,
If I were
and I was
Nesta,
just, and I was flipping through this, and I'm still flipping through it because it's going to make me mad now. And I am about 99% sure that doesn't ever happen.
right? Like if I
Even
were
when,
Nesta, I would be
yeah,
going Valkyrie on his ass for not saying I love you.
now I'm gaslighting myself. Did she ever tell him that she loved him?
I'm pretty sure she does. Hold on. You're skimming through the book. I'll go to Google.
So yeah, I'm just sitting here like book right in front of me. Let me look. Because the last couple chapters is all like Feyre Reese drama and Baby Nix.
Okay. So,
I need to know what's really like her power's really gone. I'm interested to see what remains of that too.
right.
So I don't know. Let's see.
According to Google AI, Nesta does say I love you to him at the end of the book.
Oh, here it is. Page 743. Nesta pulled away, whispering, I love you. And it was all Cassian needed before kissing her again, the force of it more powerful and enduring than the cauldron itself.
Okay. So like why not say it back? Like if I'm saying I love you to my boyfriend and he's not saying it back, I'm asking him, why do you hate me?
Right? Like, I don't understand here.
Now also Cassian
But he says he
knows that
loves. Hold on. But sorry, the next page though, when Cassian's with Eris and he's asking him, why did you leave more in the woods? Was it just to impress your father? Eris barked a laugh, harsh and empty. Why does it still matter to all of you so much? Because she's my sister and I love her.
so he can easily say he loves Morgan, but not Nesta.
Right. That's interesting.
I don't
So
know.
there's something okay, so there's something a little sketchy there.
It's a little sus. It's a
Little
little sus.
sus.
However, Cassian backs up the actions of love to her constantly. Like, there's no, if I was Delulu, which I am, but if I was just going based off of his actions and not his words, he's in love with her.
I mean, if you base off all of his actions, I mean, that's from the very moment he meets her.
Obsessed, obsessed with her.
Right. So, but I mean, is it obsession with her, or is it that Cassian's always felt like nothing has ever been his and that he never deserved anything?
Well, I really hope it's, oh man, that's a really good question.
Just food for thought there. I don't like
But
it, but it's a fair question.
he loves her, okay? He loves her.
He
I don't
just
know.
doesn't say it.
Okay, so diving into the next theory. A lot of these theories that I'm talking about right now are just like I feel like ones that have been around forever, and you and I love to discuss theories, so I'm sorry I can't give specific credit to people today with these theories. Um, okay, so my next theory that I feel like I just have heard a million times, is the specific pointing out that Elaine and Asriel are not mates because when Nesta gives herself and Feyre the anatomy to birth Illyrian warriors, she does not give that to Elaine.
But we don't know that she didn't give it to Elaine. The verbiage specifically, because I listened to this 2 days ago, and it says, I made some changes so that we would never have to go through this again.
Okay,
So we
so
do not know that she did not
that's
change Elaine.
that's a gray area.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the theory that she doesn't change Elaine because Elaine and Azrael are not mates. They will never be mates, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be mates. I think they recognize each other on like a soul deep level, but I don't think that means they're going to be mates.
I think Azrael is obsessed with Elaine. I think,
Honestly, like this is where Sarah J. Maas is going to show us what happens when you reject a mating bond. And
yeah.
I think she's going to reject Lucian. And
No,
then I think she is, and she's going to get with Az.
I don't
I
like
I think that's what's going to happen because we've heard too many
no.
times that it's possible to reject a mating bond, but we haven't seen it.
No, I don't like it because I love the theory. I theorized this reading the book. I've heard it from a ton of other people. Azrael and Gwen, they're mates.
Why?
I just love them together. They have their own special little bond too. He,
Love does not a mate make.
I don't care. They've got something. They've got, you read the book. He has a specific, like, he's drawn towards her
But
amongst
he's
them all.
drawn to Elaine.
Don't care. I choose to ignore that.
Well, let's hope our listeners don't choose to ignore everything or our podcast is a moot point.
No, no. Like, I love the theory that Azrael and Gwen are mates. However, have you heard the other Azrael mate theory
With Eris.
with Eris?
I think
And
it would be very poetic if we found out that Eris was gay.
yeah,
Especially since Moore's so freaked out about preferring women. It would be great to come full circle if Eris was just like, I like dudes, sorry, couldn't marry you, couldn't do that to you. And that's why all that happened.
yeah, there's something there. Like, I don't love the theory of Eris and Azrael being mates
No, I hate that
just
theory.
because, like, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sure like the argument can be made, oh, there's so much hatred between them. There's a fine line between love and hatred. Like, no.
Your next enemies to lovers.
Yeah, it's Azrael and Gwen, but this is also a good segue into this new theory that I just found. The
Mm.
only theory that I can give credit to today. Um, Maria Cacciatore commented on a theory. Um, And her comment read, I thought about Nesta and Harris too. I think Garrus is a Rhysand 2.0 in the sense that he has a bad guy facade, but is actually plotting and a good guy.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen all of Eris. I think he
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
good. That's a whole nother episode
I
worth
think
diving into, but
like he intrigued me from the beginning. Like, well, not the beginning, like, when he's trying to kill Lucian and Feyre, like, ooh, I'm like, ooh, bad brother. But
was he trying to kill them? Because I
was
feel
he?
like he could have very easily.
But I love how this book, Silver Flames, gives us more depth to his character. We know that he is trying to overplot his father to take over the Autumn Court. And I want to think that it's for good reasons. I firmly believe like that he did not marry Morgan. I don't even think he hurt Morgan. I think she was hurt and he rescued her and he left her in the woods.
He probably
There's
left her
something
because
there.
somehow he knew that Az was coming or that Az was there.
Like something like I wish we had the whole story. And I hope that's something that gets like dove into in the next book. I have a feeling it's not. But like there's more to him. And I love the idea of him being, a Rhysand 2.0. That he's
Yep,
actually
I
a
like
really
that.
good guy.
I'd like to see that come full story,
Yeah. Like he's playing chess while others are playing checkers.
which
He's
makes
playing chess
sense.
with
Lucian's
Rhysand.
smart.
Like we don't even have all of the interactions between Rhysand and Eris. So like we don't know. we don't know. But
And
I
they
think,
make and Eris makes points to say that Rhysand hasn't went into his mind.
yeah.
So,
So I just think it's all interesting. Okay, I have three more theories.
okay, hit me.
One that we've already touched on, but I think it's fair to discuss again just because Lucian is not a prominent character in Silver Flames, but he is around. And it's the theory that Lucian is Tamlin shapeshifted. It is not actually really Lucian, it's Tamlin the whole time.
When, like at when at what time? During a Court of Silver Flames?
Yeah,
Hmm. I don't even know what to think about that, honestly.
I just think it's silly. Like I don't hold any weight to it.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't
And
like that.
again, if you wanted to go back to say, oh, it's never been Lucian all along, it's always been Tamlin, like the timelines don't add up because like Lucian comes to save the day at the war, Tamlin comes to save the day in the war. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yep, no, I don't like that. We're
But it's
gonna
just
just.
like I've seen it a ton and people love it. Yeah, that's a big thumbs down. Okay. The theory that Morgan is evil and
Why is it always a freaking theory that someone's evil?
I
That's
know.
so generic.
But it's that Morgan is evil. She's keeping some terrible secret. It's why she doesn't want the truth out about what happened with Darius. And that Azrael's shadows always follow her when she leaves a room.
Hmm.
It's been a minute since I've read the book, so I can't recall that specific detail.
Okay,
And
give me that again.
it's that Azrael's shadows always follow her when she leaves a room.
I mean, it wasn't anything really specific about that. I mean, there's like brief mentions of shadows coiling in the corners,
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't
like,
think that's anything specific to following them.
yeah. Do I think there's more to Moore's story? Absolutely. Like, what is she doing? I want to know. What really happened with Eris? I want to know. But I don't think that necessarily means that she's evil.
No, I don't. There, no, I
No.
don't.
Okay. So we're
Nothing there.
that. Okay. So we'll end it on a really popular theory of Silver Flames, and that is that Tamlin is Gwen's father.
Heard this one. I mean, that it's very possible since Tam Tam always participates in the right.
And I mean, who knows? It could have been her mom hooking up with Tamlin one spring, Calan. I just don't think we have any evidence to support it or contradict it either way.
The brief, yeah, just the brief mention of her mom hooked up with some lord on
Yeah,
Calanmai. I mean, that could literally be anyone, but you would assume that it was Tam Tam, or it
yeah.
could have been Tam Tam's dad, depending on the timeline.
And if it really is Tamlin, like I'm just like just imagine Christmas. You've got Nesta with her sister, the High Lord of the Night, High Lady of the Night Court with Reese Sand, her best friend Gwen, and here comes Daddy Tamlin to join in on the festivities.
That's yeah, that's actually an amount of drama I could get behind.
It would be highly interesting. I would love to know what happened. And I think Gwen is so sweet that I would love to know more about like her story. But I really think the next book is going to be about Elaine.
I think everyone pretty well thinks that,
Yeah.
so
And
I'll be
whether,
interested to see.
but the question is, what male character are we going to get the focus on? Are we going to get it with Lucian, who she has made it to, or are we going to get it with Azrael? And like,
Or are we going to get it in third person again, and we're going to get both?
You know, it would be really annoying if she went back to first person after switching to third.
It is a lot of switching, but it's also been a long time since she's been a book in this universe, since we've been
Ugh,
all about
I
Crescent
know.
City and throwing a glass.
It's like too much, but it's just, I don't know. I can't wait to hear about it when, like, maybe we'll get a book. I doubt we'll get one next year.
I don't know. The last thing I saw was that a draft was finished. So I
Yeah,
don't know what the timeline is from a draft to completion to publication.
I don't know, but we're hungry, Sarah J. Maas.
Yes, we are waiting.
Finish the book. We need to know what happens. We need more. We
That's
need more.
right.
But
So I
yeah,
think I think that's going to wrap up this segment. And next week on Spines and Spoilers, we're going to turn up the heat literally because we're talking Lucian and Helion, the Fox and the Sun, the drama, and the daddy issues. One's got 1,000 secrets and emotional trauma dressed in leather, and the other's probably shirtless somewhere writing poetry about it. We're going to have politics, paternity, and pure chaos, and we are absolutely going to talk about the theories. So, Jade, until then, keep your crowns crooked, your wine poured, and remember, we don't chase fey males, we outgrow them.